We're out at Hugs with the wonderful and gorgeous Lucy Cox. Lucy, you've been able to access the charity for different reasons. Just tell us a little bit about that story and how others can do the same.
Yeah, so we took our daughter out of school last September. And there were a lot of reasons why we chose to do that. Her anxiety was very high. She is a beautiful autistic girl. And the transition to secondary school just wasn't the right thing for her. We all tried. But it left her with a real sense of loss of friendship, loss of confidence, loss of identity, because everybody else in her community was moving on and she felt very stuck. And this really impacted her self-confidence. And we've had some wonderful support, wonderful signposting from people around Cornwall. And we were asked if we'd ever heard of something called the Hugs Foundation, which we hadn't. And they explained the great work that they do and how one of the things that they do work with is children who need a confidence boost. They need that sense of identity. They work with obviously these incredible animals that they have rescued, and Millie adores animals, so it felt like a real no-brainer. And rather than get a referral, we just picked up the phone and we spoke to the team here at Hugs, who have been so lovely. There is no such thing as a silly question. They've heard it all, and sent us out all the paperwork. We were able just to complete that as a family and submit that. And and we started seeing the Hugs Foundation last, I think it was January. And from day one, Millie's normally very anxious about new places, new people, new situations. But from the moment she walked on site, she was made to feel so comfortable and so welcome. She was very anxious about her first encounter with the animals because, horses and donkeys are quite big. And they were just really gentle and just enabled her to set some little goals that, at the end of this 6 weeks or the end of this 12 weeks, what do you want to have been able to say that you've done and you've achieved? And really gave her the space to be able to explore what that journey might look like. And from the first week, it was, when am I going again? And she just latched on to this wonderful pony called Herbie. And every week, we're just so excited to come back and see Herbie. And it's not an exaggeration to say she's a different girl. She's so proud of herself for what she's managed to achieve.
I really appreciate that you've shared that, because a couple of things. I won't go into my personal story, but we've had challenges, like most families have challenges. And I just love that you've talked about how, it's basically a self-referral, isn't it? It's just talking to the team. And that's amazing. And then I'm going to ask you a question, which I'm not trying to make Lucy Cox cry on camera, I promise, but because I'm about to myself, to be fair. But just as a parent, just explain, just how amazing it is to see that transformation in your child, because I know I've seen that myself in certain ways.
We're now in August. If you had asked me or told me last September we would be where we are now, I wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah.
And it's not instant. It's small little wins. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It is seeing those moments when your child comes home taller and calmer, and they're speaking differently, and the language they're using is much more positive, and they're excited about their future.
That's amazing.
That's the thing.
It is.
That was the transition for us. Is suddenly this is what I want to do. I want to help people. I want to work with children. I want to work with animals. I want, it's giving her that sense of, it is identity. It is allowing her to come away and go, I'm really proud of what I did today. I always remember the day she came home and she said, my goal was to kiss Herbie on the nose. Because on day one, she was like, there's no way. She was looking at Hazel, a member of the team, and going, how are you letting him do that? You're not worried he's going to bite? And, the catastrophizing. But the day she came home and she just says, we got a picture, and I kissed Herbie on the nose. And it's being able to allow the children to see what is, not what's missing from a negative sense, but what's missing in terms of what do I need to be able to move forward in a positive way. And to look at that in a really structured, empathetic, emotionally intelligent way, and really figure out the steps to be able to get to where they need to be with their confidence and their self-esteem. And then the team is so good at celebrating that with them when they achieve that goal. And as far as Millie's concerned, she never wants to leave. Like, she wants to live here 24/7.
So on that note, though, on a kind of a sad note, but important note of why we're doing this video. So you as a parent and how they've been to help you so much. What if hugs disappeared?
Yeah.
You know,
I cannot begin to explain the impact it has had. If nothing else, just to give my daughter something that she's so excited about coming and doing every week. And it's really tough being a kid. Yeah, it's really tough being a kid at the moment. And from the stories I've heard, it's really tough being a pony and a donkey at the moment as well. You know,
I was going to say that we're helping both here. It's children and animals, isn't it? Yeah.
It's both sides of the coin. And honestly, you can read about these charities, you can watch these videos, and you can think that, oh, it's just another bunch of do-gooders, it's just another thing, but come here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come here, see what they do. And it would be a huge loss.
If you're watching this video, you can only give £1. Please just give £1, because the value, what would you say the value is worth in pounds and pence if you add to in your life? It's just not, is it?
I don't think you could. I don't think you could. And I think for any parent out there, you know, it's like, how would you quantify that value?
Absolutely. So even if you only give £1 today, please do. And Lucy, thank you so much for doing this. And I got to meet your beautiful daughter earlier today, and the horses you're on about. So so they're just all beautiful and gorgeous. But thank you so much for your journey and letting us share it.
You're very welcome.
All right, thank you.